Welcome to the 50th episode of the MC Knitting Adventures podcast. My name's Colleen.
And my name is May. Thanks for the returning viewers, and for those of you watching us for the first time, we're glad you could join us. Today's adventure is really not an adventure. Well, it's a kind of a crafting adventure, but not a traveling adventure, because we're still under stay-at-home kind of orders, although we can't go everywhere and we're not free to travel around. And there's 14-day, if you go to province, I believe there's a 14-day isolation type thing. So we're not able to travel. So we thought we would have craft adventures.
I think it's a great idea.
I think it's a brilliant idea. But before we begin, Colleen will talk about what we're wearing.
First of all, let's talk about what May is wearing. It is the Honey Cowl, and that is by Antonia Shankland. And I used the Sirdar Snuggly Baby Bamboo. And it's just a 50-gram skein. And so it really was a shorter version and half the version. But I like that it just adds a little color. It's almost like wearing a necklace.
Yeah, it just adds color. And for this time of year, it's warm outside and you can just put it there. Sometimes I need color, or sometimes I need a collar, like if I have a t-shirt on.
Right.
I just need that little bit of a collar. Some people need that. I'm just one of those people that needs that. So thank you. It's lovely. I like it.
You look great. And as for me, I'm wearing something that's called the Easy Eyelet Yoke Lite Sweater. And that is by Knititude, which is Chantal Miyagishima.
You must be pleased at how this turned out. Oh my gosh.
Now what it is in is Juniper Moon Farm Nev.
What color is that?
100% cotton. And it just says the color is 03.
Oh, but it's a beautiful color. I don't know what they call that color, but what an amazing piece of work.
Thank you. Now, I did a little bit of changing. I changed the collar a little bit, changed the length of the sleeves a little bit. Not too much. I have to admit, it's 100% cotton, so it feels a little different than like a wool sweater would. But I like it, and I think it's going to be nice for in the summer, and hopefully we'll get a little bit of sun on our face, not too much, and that will help out.
Now, is it an easy knit, or is it like a beginner, intermediate?
It is a beginner knit.
Wow.
It is an easy thing to do. I like that there's just the eyelets, and it creates that detail. So, like in the summer, you don't always want to wear, scarves and shawls and those kind of things, but it does offer a little bit of detail to the sweater.
Looks great. Perfect color.
So that's what I'm wearing, and next we're going to talk about finished objects. My first finished object is called the Friday Morning Brioche Shawl. Now I managed to get this when it was free. And I think this just says Friday morning, but I think she's added brioche in the name. The other thing that I know that she's done is for people who are going to buy this pattern, there is some extra information when you talk about the casting on. And it's a good idea because there are some increases when you're doing the brioche, and it just was a little confusing for me. I hadn't done a lot of brioche. And what I think, I kind of had to do it and make a mistake and do it and make a mistake, and finally got it figured out. But I think if you watch the video that she's got attached with this, I think that would solve the problem.
And when you say she, you're talking about Kate Atherley.
Kate Atherley.
I don't know if you mentioned her name, but it's Kate Atherley.
And once again, love her patterns. Now the yarn that I used is Simpliworsted Spray Hikoo. And it feels a little weird to be talking about something that looks like it's for winter, which it kind of is. And now we've got really, really warm weather, but this is 55% merino superwash, 28% acrylic, and 17% nylon. So it's a 200-gram ball of yarn, and it turns out to be this lovely narrow thing. So it it changes up the color, and because of the brioche, it's really nice and squishy. I think that this pattern is great if you've got something like a gradient. Okay,
it's gorgeous.
I'm really, really happy with it, and I kind of like the long skinny shawls. You can wrap it around yourself 2 or 3 times.
Have you had this on?
I haven't, because we're at 30 degrees Celsius right now. So it's like, oh no, it's not going to happen. But I've got it ready. I'm going to pack it away.
It's beautiful.
Exactly.
Nice color too.
Thank you so much. So that's my first finished object. Now my next finished object is something that I could wear now, and that is called the Venezia shawl. And that's by Locatelli. And she's just put this out. It's beautiful and lacy, and I have chosen to use a single ply, so it's lichen and lace. and it is called One Ply Superwash Merino Fingering, and it was beautiful to work with, and it's very light, and the lace just opens up, and the color's very summery.
This is gorgeous.
Thank you. So it is long.
I think by doing this podcast, people get to see different patterns and colors that you can kind of put them together. Because it's hard to see that sometimes from a pattern.
Exactly.
This is
so
great.
this is called beach glass. So I thought, with a white shirt, on a summer evening,
Really
I think it would
nice.
be nice.
It's nice.
Yes,
right?
it's a nice
really
color
nice.
for you. I'll have to find you something
Yeah,
in that
that's
color.
gorgeous. Really nice and light. Beautiful.
I think the lace
I like
work
the
is nice.
detail in this. Look at that detail in that.
Yep, so you
Wow.
increase, you decrease. It's a beautiful pattern. So if anybody's thinking about it, that would be a great one to do.
I like that pattern. If I
Yeah.
was a knitter, I'd
So that's that. So my next finished object is called the Sipila, and that's by Boylan Knitworks. And I used 2 yarns. I used Cascade Heritage sock yarn. That's the plain navy. And then the one that's a variegated is called Patches to Patches, and it is 80/20 sock by Leo and Roxy. Love this yarn. Now, I am so looking forward to wearing this.
Wow.
So I really, really like this sweater. And blocking made all the difference in the world. I like just the little curve on the sleeve detail. It's really, really nice. It's going to be nice to wear at work, even in the summer, because the air conditioning will let you do it. But the color was brilliant. And I have to tell you, it's really important that you work your 2 skeins and you kind of alternate the 2 skeins. I used helical knitting. We had a little video about that because this almost looks striped. And that's because one of the skeins was more gray than the other, but I'm really, really happy with how, and it fits nicely. So if anybody's thinking about trying a colorwork sweater, this is the Sipila, and it is brilliant. I'm really, really happy with it.
Tell me if I'm wrong, but I think you're enjoying making the sweaters because of the short sleeves.
You know what? I think she's kind of right.
Because they seem to be making a lot of the short sleeves, and they don't seem to be as time consuming
No.
with the long sleeves, right?
I agree with you. And I'm happy to tell you, when you think about it, long sleeves really aren't that much more knitting. So I'm thinking sometimes they talk about something called second sleeve syndrome, which is the same kind of thing as second sock syndrome. And there's our phone. We'll be right back. And we're back. So I'm going to talk about my final finished object, and that is the Cullum by Quince & Co. It's by Isabell Kraemer. And when we were in Florida, seems like forever ago we were in Florida.
And that was last year, wasn't it?
It was. We went to the Four Pearls yarn store, and they had a sample of this, and I thought I have to make it. I thought, nice, for summer, it will be great. Now, what I'm using is Emma's yarn, Crazy Beautiful Color Super Silky. And this yarn was brilliant. And once again, I did helical knitting, but the lace work in this just opens up
this
so
feels
much.
gorgeous. Is there cashmere in this?
There's no cashmere. It is but what there is, it's merino and silk.
It's beautiful. It feels great.
It is. It drapes really nice. I like how it fits. I like how the lace has opened up. There's a little bit of lace detail at the bottom. Once again, blocking makes all the difference.
Short sleeve, not even a sleeve.
Not
on
even
this.
a sleeve on this.
Wow.
The way that it's made, it's a paid for pattern, so I can't tell you. But it's a really interesting construction, and it ends up just being beautiful. I'm
It's
really, really happy
gorgeous.
with it.
Really
and that
nice.
color is heliotrope. So if you're ever trying to order something online that is something from the Four Pearls yarn, Emma's yarn, that color is heliotrope. So it's got blues and purples.
Gorgeous color.
I'm really, really happy with it.
Gorgeous. Very nice.
Yes. So I must admit, COVID-19, horrible thing. Extra time at home. I now have a whole bunch of new sweaters.
Yes, you do. Just going crazy.
I'm just going crazy making sweaters. So now I'm going to tuck them away, and I'm going to wear them on a cool summer evening, or maybe if I'm going to work, if I'm going to do some part-time work in the summer, and there's air conditioning, then I can wear them. So those are my finished objects. And next we're going to talk about works in progress. My first work in progress is another one of the Anker's Summer Shirt by PetiteKnit. And I have to tell you, I think there's going to be more of these. Now, this one is not for me. This is for your mom. So we're going to do our best to make sure it's fitting. The nice thing is it's top down. We'll probably try in about, I'll knit for another 5 inches or so, and then we'll do that.
And then maybe we can take a picture of my mom in it when she has it on. And
yes, absolutely. So I am using Barocco Vintage DK. It is going to be short sleeve, but I think it's going to be lovely.
It's nice.
So I love this detail at the neck. You've seen the other one that I made.
Yeah, really nice. It sits nice.
Yes, it really sits nice. And what's neat about this, and I'm going to ask you to stick your arm in the armhole.
Okay.
Over there. And then just move yourself away from me.
Oh, okay.
And I just want to show you that
it's got some give.
It's got some give, and it snugs it back to your body. So it's not going to be overly big.
Just in this part.
Just
not
in
at
that
the
part.
yeah.
Exactly. And there's going to be lots of room there. So
really nice.
I think it's going to work out really well. As I said, I love the pattern. I've got the yarn, so it's a, hopefully we'll get it done.
And my mom will super and be surprised and appreciate that. I know she will.
Okay. Well, does she watch?
I don't know. I don't think she watches.
Okay, good. Okay. Because otherwise, okay, that's for somebody else. That's not for your mom.
I don't think my mom watches. I think she watches everything else.
Okay.
She doesn't
Not
watch
us. That's okay. All right.
She's probably sick of us.
Well, I don't know.
We do get her groceries.
We do.
You know,
we picked up some plants. We've been doing.
Yeah, we've doing plants and groceries and.
Yeah, the joy of COVID.
Yes.
Yeah, we're just trying to keep our mums away from germs.
Yeah.
And they don't need to be anywhere near
exposed.
them.
You know,
exactly.
and even going out shopping, we've talked about this.
Yeah.
It's really not a fun experience. Lining up 6 feet away from somebody, following arrows. It's not the same experience as it used to be,
Exactly.
So I can't imagine my 84-year-old mother navigating all that. Like knowing where to stand and knowing where to go. I don't know if she could do that.
Okay. Now I'm just going to say that your mom's 83, just so that if somebody tells her, Jean, when did you turn 84?
She's going to be 84 in July. So
which is what the sweater's for. So we'll keep
yeah.
working on it. Okay. So my second work in progress is
Mom.
is the Rocket Tee by Tanis Lavallee. Now, her design, she's done it with mohair and fingering weight yarn. And what I did was I tend to buy 2 skeins to make a shawl. So I thought I'll go down, try and find something that's a little summery in color, and then I will just use those and alternate. So I am getting there. Let me just I've got all these strings to hold things. So there we go. So it is a bit of a V-neck front, and then it's just striped, but it's not, because the colors, there's what the colors look like together. The colors are similar. It's not such a bold stripe. This yarn is Polka Dot Creek Classic Sock. It's lovely to work with. And I got this when I was in Airdrie. Oh. And the dyer is Shelley DuPont.
Nice.
I know, I'm really happy with it.
Where? Airdrie?
In Alberta.
Oh, there's an Airdrie Scotland, and there's an Airdrie Alberta.
There you go.
Airdrie Alberta. But the stylist, this is what I've learned because of my stature over the years, that I'm not supposed to wear stripes.
Right.
Because it makes you look more round, apparently.
Okay.
This is what the stylists say.
All right.
Those people that
vertical stripes are us.
Those people know stuff.
Right.
Those people. So, but this one you can't tell it's stripes. Like you could
Not
get away
as much.
with this one,
Right.
and you write on what you say about that. So, lovely color. It's lighter than what you would normally.
Yes.
Knit,
absolutely.
but it turned out quite nice.
Thank you.
Short sleeved again.
Short sleeve.
There you go.
Yep. So I'm looking forward to that one.
See a pattern here.
Short sleeve sweaters. That's what's happening in our life. All right. So when I made the Cullum, which is out of the Emma's yarn, that's super silky, I had a lot left. I probably had a full skein left. The way that I had to do it with helical knitting and the way the thing was together, I had to use 3 skeins, but I had almost 100 grams left. So what I did was I found this pattern, which is called Birds and Ships. Say that carefully. By Caitlin.
Say that past 10 times.
By Caitlin Hunter. And it's just a lovely cowl. And I thought, well, I'll use up what's left. And I'm almost done, and I still have this left. So we may be able to come up with something for me.
A little tassel on the bottom. You're going to put the little tassel on
that is the debate right now. I'm not sure. So it looks very skinny, but this will all block out. And so this will kind of just crunch down, keep your neck a little warm, and then it does.
It is very skinny.
It is very skinny. Yeah. So I'll block it and see how it goes.
It doesn't look that skinny in this picture.
No. So what I'm thinking what I might do is I might block it, see how it works. The other thing I might do is check my tension and see if I'm a little off, because to be honest with you, it's not that much knitting and I can rip it out. And
I have to tell you, it looks like a dog coat. Like, you know, look at this. The little dog's head goes in here.
Yes.
And then, like, does that not look like a dog coat? Maybe that's something you should knit. That would be cool.
A dog coat?
A dog coat. Look.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to insult you, but
it's all right. It's a dog cowl. It's just
a dog cowl would be good. Yeah, maybe we could start a new
there
trend.
we go. So I think
anyway,
actually, May, I think you got a good idea. I think what I may do before I cast off, before I do all that, what I may do is just run a string around, block it, make sure it's going to fit okay, and then I'll cast
yeah,
off.
it's got a lot of detail in there. It's nice.
It does, and I think that's what kind of is sucking it together.
Right.
But as I said, it's not that much knitting that if I have to rip it out, I have to rip it out.
Yeah, and I don't think,
And I've got lots of yarn
I don't think the
left.
dogs would really appreciate that much detail.
No, probably not.
Anyway, great job on that. Nice
Thank
color
you.
too.
So those are my works in progress, and next we're going to talk about our adventures.
MC Knitting Adventures is going to take a different route because we're not traveling.
Right.
And so we're going to call it the Craft Adventures. Because what we've been doing since we've been at home is crafting. I've been doing woodworking, building dollhouse furniture, building dollhouse. Colleen's been knitting, Colleen's been sewing. And so we thought we would, that's going to be our adventures because that's
Right.
basically what we do. And we'll try and videotape whenever we can. We can't always do that because
Right,
it kind of
right.
throws you for a loop sometimes when you're trying to do something and you're trying to video it. So I appreciate all those YouTube videos that people do things
Yes,
that
absolutely.
because you can appreciate the work involved in them. So anyway, that is going to be our new adventure piece. We're going to do crafts and try and show you and how we've made them and see how that works out. So let's start off with you, Colleen. Like, what did you make other than your knitting?
Okay, so sometimes when we're out doing adventures, I say, May, there's a fabric store. Let's go to see fabric. And I end up buying some fabric. So we had gone to Mary Maxim, which is in Paris, Ontario. We always say we went to Paris, but it is in Ontario. And what I found was this wine bottle gift bag kit. And I always like a kit because then I can start figuring things out and how it works and what's going on. So it had the outside fabric, the lining, it had some fleece, fusible fleece interfacing, and it had the pattern. And I thought, okay, I'm going to learn how this goes. And there's some interesting things that has to happen. And I had ended up buying two kits. So one kit, the first kit that I bought actually was one that was a Christmas kit that was on sale.
And it was for a wine bottle. You put the
Wine bottle in there, yeah.
Really well done.
Now, to be honest with you, you could put a pair of socks in there, I think, and actually use it as a knitting bag. Mm-hmm. But I really, really like it. It's got green lining in that one. Mm-hmm. So that was the first one that I made. If you ever get a chance, you can order. Mary Maxim does deliver, so you can order. It's a great kit. It explains how to make it, and I really, really like it. That one I got because it was on sale after Christmas. Sorry.
I'm so glad on our adventures that we have bought kits and we've bought crafting items because truly we didn't have to go out and buy crafting stuff.
No.
Like you didn't have to go out and buy these. We had all this stuff at home.
That's
We
right.
just never had the opportunity or took the time
Exactly.
to do this
That's right.
stuff.
That's
So
exactly
we actually did a good job. We didn't even realize
No.
we were doing a
That's
good
what
job.
I say to me. I'm going downstairs to the store. I'm going to my stash.
Yeah.
I'm going to pretend it's a yarn store, and I'm going to pick out. Same thing with fabric. I'm going to go down, look at my fabric, and pretending I'm going to the fabric store, and we'll go from there.
Because over the past, even being out and about, I bought a lot of woodworking stuff.
Exactly.
I had some wood. I had some painting stuff I bought. We had bought stuff for jewelry making. We had bought some for sewing. A lot of kits. So this has been great.
Exactly.
And-
So that was the first one, and
Okay.
then the second one I bought. Same idea.
Nice.
It's just wine bottle labels. So I figured that was a great thing for that.
Cool.
So that's those two. And then, of course, you just start thinking. You think, a project bag. I'm sure I could make a project bag. I had seen some. I thought it's basically the same idea. So I used the pattern, altered it a little bit, and I ended up with this bag.
Wow.
So I've been knitting lots of sweaters.
I love the colors.
And you need, I know. I love it.
Wow.
And so because of the sweaters, you need more space in your bag. And I thought that would be perfect. If I always have a sweater on the go in that bag, it would be perfect. Now, there are ways, if you've seen them, you can, you know, fold things over and take you take the handle and you turn it over, and then you take this and give it a flip, and then it'll stand up.
Bag.
And then you can hold the spot. Just like that. So it was fun because I thought, I have no idea how this is going to turn out. But because I'd had the kits, I had an idea of what you had to sew and when you had to sew it. So I was really, really happy with those.
Very thick. Like
it is. I used fusible fleece in there because I thought I liked how it felt in the kits from Mary Maxim, and I thought I would give that a try.
You put a few wine bottles in there, you know? Put a few wine bottles in there.
Not that one.
But no, it's great. Look
I
at
really,
that.
really
That's
like
a
it.
Wonderful job. Now, would you do more of these, or was it too difficult?
You know what? It wasn't too difficult. I had thought about doing this and then maybe putting a snap right there so that it would kind of hold things together. I find the thing with the polar fleece, like the fusible fleece, it's a little interesting to work with, but that one turned out okay.
You even have the little MC Knitting Adventures tag.
There we go. So once we started doing a little bit of sewing and making a few project bags, I thought, we'll get some tags. So,
that's a great idea.
Thank you.
Now, I know with patterns, you've bought some plastic sheets from the dollar store, and then that's what you use for this pattern. Did you use that on this pattern, or did you know?
Oh, right. So at the dollar store, depending on which one, you can get, they're cutting boards, but they're basically see-through cutting boards. And I use it to trace things out. This is too big, it won't fit on there. So they actually had these things, that were like about this big by this big. And it was like a mat to do crafts on, but they weren't that expensive. And I thought, well, I could make a pattern out of that. So that's what I did.
And so then you've always got it. And
exactly.
You just trace around. Brilliant idea.
Yeah,
brilliant.
It worked really well.
Good job.
All right, so
nice.
That is my crafting adventure. And now May. Ooh, how exciting.
Well, I have the crafting adventure, as you know. I've been working on a dollhouse for the last couple of months. And you've seen the outside of that dollhouse. Now, I haven't gotten the shutters for the outside windows yet. I'm going to they're in the mail, or I got them from Amazon. I'm going to spray paint those dark blue and put them on the outside windows. So you've seen the outside, and today's the day I'm going to show you the inside. Colleen was nice enough to make the drapes. We had some things around the house. As you'll see, I'm going to put a video up of the tour of the inside. So basically we had a lot of the things because we couldn't get out to the stores to shop, and so really not bad for grabbing things around the house. We had the wallpaper, I had the paint in the house. We did have to get the Mac Tack from the dollar store.
Right.
I did order some Mac Tack from online. I had to make my own baseboards. I actually had to make them look like a baseboard.
It is impressive. It's really, really good.
I had to make the door trim. I made the doors. Now the thing is, I'm going to paint the door handles gold to match the gold hinges, because I had ordered hinges online, and I don't think they had other colors. I think they just had the gold in that size. So basically, other than the hinges from getting from Amazon, and the Lazy Susan from Amazon, and the shutters, pretty much made everything else. I didn't make the stairs, or I didn't make the front door, but I made all the other windows, I made all the other doors, and with materials that I had the saws, and I had the router, I had that woodworking stuff already, so I didn't have to purchase anything like that. So
now I just have to interrupt.
Okay.
May is now a celebrity in the neighborhood.
Oh,
I am just telling you. So she has this one lady who stops by just to take a look. So May backs away from the dollhouse and she takes a look. She has a cute little girl that lives 3 or 4 doors down who says, "Can I come play at your house when the virus is gone?"
Yes, she does. She's so cute. So what I should do is put the dollhouse at the end of the driveway and just have all the passers-by, because everybody walks by with their dogs or whatever, usually comments. Even the young teenager across the road said, "I see you're building a dollhouse. It'd be cool to see inside the dollhouse." So the people are very curious.
Exactly. Now the other thing I wanted to say.
And I should charge admission.
Oh. Well, the other thing is, I was watching the Wee So-and-So, and so Kaz was talking about that she'd always wanted a dollhouse. And I thought, oh my goodness, I can hardly wait for her to see this, because she is going to be absolutely amazed.
Okay, Kaz, look inside my dollhouse and comment as to what you think and what you think I should do. And another thing that I can appreciate is, you know, those people that style houses, what do you call them? Interior decorators.
Interior decorators, yes.
I realize I'm not an interior decorator.
You did really well.
Well, the drapes and the bedspread match, and that was your doing, that
Okay.
you matched that up. But really, there's a lot of thought that goes into making something warm and cozy and all
Right.
those little extras. And I think this is what this dollhouse is missing, all the little accessories, like little plants. So I'm going to work on making little plants, little, I don't know, maybe a little dish here and there. I know I
Right.
did that with the kitchen, as you'll see.
Right.
With the plates, I made the plates and the cutlery, which
Amazing.
brings it more to life.
Exactly. Exactly.
So I think I'll do that in the bedrooms, like make lamps, little side tables, and
Right,
that type
right.
of thing, and some photos and pictures up will make a difference.
I think it'll be great. Yeah.
So those little
absolutely.
accessories that interior decorators, I don't have that gift. But anyway, I will now put the video on of the dollhouse, and I hope you enjoy the tour, and we'll put that on. Welcome to May's Dollhouse Tour. I thought I'd start off by giving a little bit of history as to how my first dollhouse build came about. I went to an auction several months ago and purchased some dollhouse furniture with the intent of reselling it later. At the same auction, there was a dollhouse. So I took a snapshot of that dollhouse and I thought, you know what, I could build that someday. Then there was a stay-at-home order because of COVID-19, the pandemic, and that gave me the opportunity to build that dollhouse. And that's how it all came about. I built the dollhouse with 3/8" plywood. I made the windows, the window frames, trim, and the railings on the roof. The only thing I didn't make was the front door, although I did paint it and glued on the hardware. I've got a little bit of trim left to do on the top. I also have ordered some shutters that I will spray paint dark blue and glue them on. Possibly I might also put on a front porch. I did install a Lazy Susan so that it would be easier to view the inside of the dollhouse. As you can see, it's made up of 6 rooms. Each room is approximately 11 by 12 inches. It also has 3 hallways. So I thought we could start off on the top floor with the washroom. The toilet, the sink, and the tub were all purchased at Hobby Lobby. The vanity was one of those things that I purchased at the auction. I painted the walls with acrylic paint that I had on hand. And the floor is just MacTac purchased at Walmart. I was limited to the materials because of COVID-19. I made the trim with my router, and I made the doors with plywood and popsicle sticks. Also, the bead on it's a bead on for the handle, and the hinges were bought online. I had to contract out for the drapes, as my sewing skills are not the best. So thank you to Colleen for custom making all the drapes and all the bedding. I really appreciated it, and it just brought things together. Here we have the top floor hallway. A wallpaper with scrapbooking paper from Michael's that I had purchased years ago. I made the door frame with scrap wood and coffee stir sticks. I made the railing removable so that if you ever want to redecorate, that would be possible. The flooring is again just kind of a spongy kind of MacTac, which worked out well. Moving along to the room I call the study, we have the roll top desk, another auction purchase. Also, this was my very first attempt on making guitars. I made the acoustic from wood and the electric from polymer clay, and I'm just working on perfecting those skills. Moving on to the purple bedroom. As you can see, it has the canopy bed. Now this canopy bed was bought at auction and it was a little bit in rough shape, but Colleen was able to give it new life. She made the little pillows, she made the new bedding, she made the new roof for the canopy, she made drapes to match, and it just brought it back like brand new. So that I should have had a before and after picture, but it ended up turning out really nice. The wallpaper here was from Michael's, the stuff I had purchased earlier. And the flooring here is also just paper that was purchased from Michael's that turned out well, and the colors matched. And I'm really happy with how this bedroom turned out. Well, next we'll go to the blue hallway. The stairs I purchased from Hobby Lobby in 2019. They were on sale. Now they come unfinished, so you just have to paint them, whatever way you want to paint them. I made the railing at the top of the stairs. And the flooring here is MacTac. This MacTac I purchased on Amazon. It was a little bit more expensive, but it had the look I was going for this hallway. And I also used this MacTac for the living room and front hallway. Next up, we're going to go to the sleigh bedroom. Thanks again to Colleen for the bedding and the drapes. And you know, these rooms look a little, you know, stark at the moment, but I think once we get some photos up and some miniature accessories, like I'm thinking in here a little side table with a lamp, maybe some books, maybe a few clothes on the floor to make it look realistic. I think that'll be great. Now we move on to the living room, which is the black and white theme. The couch and the tables and the piano were all purchased at Hobby Lobby back in 2019 when they were on sale. Again, my idea was to resell this stuff, but I think they kind of look nice in the dollhouse. And again, I think this room will come to life when we get some accessories, like maybe a little flower on top of the piano with a vase, maybe some painting, some pillows. Maybe I can talk Colleen into crocheting a little blanket for the couch. Would be great. Now we have the front hallway. As you can see that door there, that's the front door that you're seeing. Again, the stairs are the same kind of stairs, just painted. And last but not least, we have the kitchen. Now all the items in the kitchen were purchased at the auction. And except for the plates and the cutlery on the table and the little mugs, I had made those with polymer clay. I was experimenting in the winter when there was nothing to do. And I also love this flooring, the MacTac flooring. It turned out great. It just looks like tile. And on the first floor flooring, what I did is I put the MacTac on foam board, and it seemed to stick really well and looks great. So I'm really happy with how that turned out. So there's the tour of my dollhouse. I really appreciate you taking the time to watching the video, and until next time, take care and be safe. Well, that was my dollhouse. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed making it. And now I'm not sure what to do with it. If you have any suggestions, let me know, and we'll see from there. But thank you, and that is our craft adventures. And now Colleen will talk about
souvenirs. Today my souvenirs actually come from Etsy. So I thought I'd ordered a few things, and I just wanted to show you things that you can purchase on Etsy. Now, the first thing I did is I ordered a skein of yarn from the yarn therapist, who's Jennifer Thiele, and she's actually the sister-in-law of a lady that I used to work with. So
she actually is a yarn therapist.
Well, you know what?
What
she's a respiratory therapist. She works in Toronto.
Okay.
So partly I wanted to support her because she's working so hard with what's going on in the world. So that was that. So what I ordered was this lovely skein. Now what she has, this is an 80-10-10 if I'm correct. Yes, it's a superwash merino, 10% cashmere, 10% nylon. And what this is, it's 600 yards, so 150 grams.
It's pretty big.
It is pretty big. And she has a pattern, which she only charges $1 for, which is going to make a lovely triangle shawl. She has figured out the math to make that yarn stripe. So it is for a shawl. Now there's certain shawls that will work. I'm just going to use hers because I wanted to support her further. And so it's going to be great. It'll start at the center. It even says right on my tag, start at center.
Wow.
So that's what I'm going to do, and then I'm going to work my way out.
Nice. That'll be interesting how that turns out.
So this is called Romantic Goth. She has some lovely bright colors. I thought, you know, I'd go for a little bit more muted at this point in time, but she's got great colors. So if you're interested, that would be good. So that was something that I ordered. It came in this lovely little bag, so that's going to keep it safe until I'm ready to do it. So the second thing that I ordered was some yarn, and I ordered it from Penny of Creek Garden Crafts. And this is a kit. We were talking about kits earlier. It doesn't look like very much, but what it is to do is to make this lovely gnome.
Now, don't you have a few of these little things that you could...
I have some. So what I did was I bought the kit, and here's the pattern. Now you do have to pay for the pattern.
Looks cute.
So it's by Shira. I'm hoping I'm saying it. And I just wanted to see about how much yarn you needed and see how to put it together. But it's really, really cute.
Cute.
So I'm looking forward. And of course, I picked one that had purple. Who knows a gnome in purple?
That's cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to doing that
Just
and giving it a
stuff
try.
or something like.
Yes, it's got to have stuffing in it. There's a whole bunch of information.
okay.
Sometimes they'll put washers on the bottom. I don't know if this one actually says. It says you need fiber to stuff.
Sarah Shira's her name, I think.
She's the lady who did the pattern. Okay, but it is Creek Gardens Crafts, and this is cotton. This is Pima cotton. It's beautiful to work with.
So what are we gonna do with this? We could maybe make a tiny little gnome and put it in my dollhouse.
We could absolutely do that.
What do you do with it when you're done the gnome? Just
You
decoration?
can give it to people for a present as a surprise.
Okay.
Could stick it
surprise.
in a Christmas stocking, make it Christmas colors.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
That's a good idea.
exactly.
You do have good ideas.
I have great ideas. So that's that. And then my last souvenir, once again, I did order it from Etsy, is this lovely bag. And this is called Beautiful Sister, and Sister is spelled Syster. And this bag, and I'll have May put the name of the type of bag is. It's got a special name and I can't remember it right now. But it does all kinds of things. So these two ends can tie to keep things safe. This middle part can go in.
Well, that's a great.
So then it makes it like a bucket. If you do that, then it's like a bucket to hold your things. And of course, they allow you sometimes to choose your lining. What a surprise. Let's look at everything. We've got purple, we've got purple, we've got purple. So anyway, I had seen this and I thought I just wanted to see, and partly I was curious about the construction as well. But it's a beautiful bag. There's a pocket inside.
It's not as thick as yours.
No, so this I don't think has interfacing, but this fabric is like a canvas. So that's
Right,
where it gets its sturdiness
but
from.
could you make one of these? Would you be
I
interested in making
don't
one of
know.
those or no?
I might give it a try.
What even has a pocket inside?
Exactly. So I don't have any canvas, otherwise I might be doing that. Thanks for showing that, that's
Yeah,
great.
A pocket in there?
Yes, so I
Cool.
have a little bit of duck canvas, but that canvas isn't quite as the duck canvas. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do as far as trying one. It's a very neat construction. And it's a bag that they're known for, which is part of the reason why I purchased it.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm really happy with
I
that.
love these souvenirs because I never know I didn't even know what's coming in the house. Like, I haven't seen any of this before. And there's always a box at the door. And it just seems to disappear. And souvenirs, I see, wow, I've never
There
seen
you
that
go.
before. So
I
this is
think
a nice
what's
surprise.
happening, this is why you don't see it. What happens is whatever comes to the door comes to the door. I wipe it off with a Lysol wipe, and then I stick it away for a couple of days. I just don't want to take any chances. Then I open it up, put it away, and then it's there.
Wow.
So those are my souvenirs. Thanks so much for watching. We love that you come here and spend time with us. We like doing this for you. We enjoy what we're doing. Even though we can't go on an adventure away, we're having crafting adventures and we like trying new things.
Yes, we do.
If you like what you're seeing, give us a thumbs up. Comment down below. Subscribe. We appreciate that you do that.
Also, if they have anybody out there that has a craft that you think that we could try, that we'd be interested in.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, I would love to hear what you're doing, and or if you have an idea that you haven't tried that you wanted to try and that we could try, that'd be awesome.
That's a great idea.
Because you kind of run out of ideas. Well, I don't really run out of ideas.
No, you're always in the garage figuring out something.
Yeah.
If you have some questions specifically about the dollhouse, comment down below. Because May has worked at this. She kind of planned it for a month before she got started. It is amazing when you see it, how she's got things figured out. So she might have some clues for you if you have somebody who might want to be trying to make a dollhouse. So that's our show for this week. And until next time.
You take care and be safe.